which is a North American session. And this take place between what? 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT. Okay, so if you're in Nigeria, of course, that's going to be within 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay, but what you're going to understand most times is that because of the difference in daylight saving, sometimes this time could vary by just 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, probably 1 hour. Okay, it could vary within 1 hour. And sometimes it could be 1 p.m. literally everywhere. And what you notice that most times the USD news, okay, is going to be given around 1:30 p.m. Most times, USD news come by 1:30, 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. thereabouts. Okay, so the North American session takes place between 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT, and the major market here is the New York session. The major pairs we are concerned about here is what? The USD and the CAD. Okay, so these are the major pairs that we are concerned about in this section. And the characteristics of this session is that what? 20% of all transactions take place during this session. Now, majority of the US economic announcements are released during this section. Okay? Now, you notice that most times the USD news, if you trade fundamentals, USD news are going to be released by most times 1:30, okay, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. thereabouts. That is when USD news will be released. Sometimes 6 p.m. It just depends, but their news is usually released between this time period. Between 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. is when USD news will be released. So you can never see USD news released by 2 a.m. in the night. It is not possible. Okay, because that is not their trading session. We are going to be seeing JPY AUD news released by that time. I'm talking of GMT now, in GMT. Do you understand me? So their major news actually released during what? Their own trading sections. Okay, so when both London and New York dealing desks are open, there's generally the highest volatility. And I'm going to explain this before the end of this video. I'm going to explain before the end of this video. When we'll talk about the session overlap. Okay, now any pair with USD has high volatility during this period. Any pair that is paired with USD or CAD high volatility during this period. So AUD, USD is going to have high volatility during this period, even if it is not AUD session. But the fact that it's USD session is going to make it have high volatility during this period. Are you understand how this works now? Good. Now, most times the market comes back to fill the fair value gap left by the opening of the London session during the New York Open. Okay. Okay, how would I explain this now for you guys? Okay, now, like I said in the previous slide when I spoke about, said if we were probably in an uptrend, the market could, if we're in an uptrend, the market, okay, in the London Open could what? Come back to take out the liquidity. Okay, this market open and come back to take out the liquidity that resides here before moving back up. So what happens is that during this period now, during the New York session, okay, even when the market have gone up, basically, have started going up, going back up, okay, it could come back to fill out the fair value gap, okay, to fill out the FVG that was created. If you don't know what fair value gap is, there's a link for that in the description of this video, which you can watch for you to understand it, okay. And there is also, I also have the videos on basically other block, all of that already in my channel. You can go and watch that. Okay, the market could come back down, okay, to fill out the inefficiency, okay, that was created during this period before continuing back up. You're going to understand this as we proceed, and as you watch my videos and as you trade, as you watch my videos, you're going to get what this all means. Okay, so most times what the markets come back to fill the fair value gap left by the opening of the London session during the New York Open. Now, all these things I'm talking about have already been explained in this book. Okay, so the best thing you can do for yourself is just get a copy of this book. If you do not understand most of the things I'm talking about, just get a copy of this book. Okay, and you can relax and read it and actually understand it. Read it, watch videos, ask me questions on it. Okay, so I don't know if you understood what I just said now. Okay, about the market, okay, during this period, come back to feed the fair value gap left by the opening of the London session. Because usually when the London session opens and it tries, okay, it opens and what? Tries to take out the liquidity of the previous day before moving up. Okay, so while it's going up, during the New York Open, it could also come back during this session to fill out the inefficiency, okay, feel like inefficiency that was created before what, it still continues going up. That's why I see that most times the market will just come back down, even while it was going up before, come back, and before then still continue going because it's trying to feel like inefficiency. So you're going to understand this when we start talking about time and price. Okay? Most time the market comes back to fill the fair value gap left by the opening of the London session during the New York Open. Okay? So trading session overlap. Now, this is the most important part of this portion, okay, of everything I just spoke here. This is the most important part of it. Now, the most volatile period are the period where two or more of these trading sessions overlap. So when the London session and the New York session is open, that is when you see that USD JPP, okay, USD GBP or JPUSD, basically any way you want to call it, will be what, highly volatile, because USD and JPP pairs or USD market and JPP markets open at the same time. Okay, that's what we call it the session overlap. Okay, now I'm going to be giving you the time for this here, where you can go back and go and practice and see for yourself. London and Tokyo session now between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is where they coincide. And this is because the London session open around what? Around 8 a.m. and close around 5 p.m. GMT, just like we've explained. Why the Tokyo session opens around what? Around 10 a.m. and closes around 9 a.m. GMT. So the time where they both coincide, it was between 8 a.m. to what? To 9 a.m. So it's roughly a 1 hour period where the London and the Tokyo session overlap. That is the overlap between the European session and the Asian session. Time for London and New York overlap is between what? 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And this is because the London session is open from what? 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. while the New York session is open from 1 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the time that is common between all of them, okay, is between what? Is 1 a.m. to what? To 5 p.m. Okay, that is the session overlap. Why? The session overlap for Tokyo and Sydney is 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. So these are the times you expect more volatility generally in the market. So you can simply take screenshots of this, okay, so that you can easily refer back to them. You can take screenshots of these 3 major trading sessions. Okay, you can screenshot them as you watch this so that you can refer back to them after the video. Okay, so you see that the session overlap we spoke about is what? Is between, if you look at this chart here, you see that it's between 8 a.m. okay, between 8 a.m. to what? To 5 p.m. GMT. Okay, that is the London session. So their overlap now is between what? To 1 a.m. to what? To 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. for New York and London. Okay, and you can continue doing the same thing for Sydney and Tokyo. We said it's what? 12 a.m. okay, which is what you see by 24. Okay, 12 a.m. So move back and come here. You see 12 a.m. to what? Basically 7 a.m. Okay, so try to just understand the chart, or you can sit down by yourself and think it through and see the session where they overlap. Okay, so between, just you can simply use this chart here to guide you. Okay, so between 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the London and New York overlap. Okay, while 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. okay, is the London and Tokyo overlap. All right, while 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. is the Tokyo and Sydney. Okay, these are both in the Asian session. Okay, basically, these are Asian sessions. So, between this period is where you still expect volatility in the market. All right, so this is it, guys. This is it. So, there should be blues here. Anyway, so 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. forward, the Tokyo and Sydney overlap. And this is the most important part, or the most important time where you should be looking to trade, depending on the pair you want to trade. Like I said, the reason for learning each of these sessions, know each of these sessions, is so that you can know the best time for you to enter the market. So this is for today's video, guys, and I don't want this video to be too long. We might have spoken about time and price, okay? But this is it. So there are a lot more you're going to learn about when you join or when you get a copy of the book. But this trading trilogy teaches you everything you need to know about trade, the in-depth secrets and everything you need to know about trade are all embedded within this trading trilogy. And this was just a chapter. Okay, in fact, the chapter is not even finished because under this chapter we still spoke about trading sessions plus price action. So how you can combine price action and your trading sessions all together. Okay, it was also explained in this chapter. So get a copy so that you can actually understand this stuff from the very beginning. Okay, and there's a copy for the beginner, there's a copy for the intermediate students, and there's also a copy for the expert students. Okay, so get your copy if you really want to understand how this whole trading thing works. All right, so this is for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you stay updated when I drop a new video. Until next time, guys, peace.